Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to Siyasat.com English News. I'm Ayman Umar. The Telangana E-Pass website for registration of colleges and students for sanction of fresh and renewal of post-matric scholarships for the current academic year will be open today. The state government grants scholarships under post-matric scholarship scheme benefiting scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, backward class, economically backward class, minorities and physically challenged students. All regulatory authorities and college managements have to ensure that colleges and students who wish to register in E-Pass website upload their data up to 24th of October for sanction of renewal and fresh scholarships for the current academic year. The Union Public Service Commission on Friday declared the final results of the Civil Services Examination 2020. Out of a total of 761 candidates who cleared the examination, two belong to the MSIS Academy. These two students are Faizan Ahmad and Muhammad Haris Sumair, who secured the All India ranks of 58 and 270 respectively. In the examination, Shubham Kumar, a Bachelor of Technology, a graduate from IIT Bombay, has secured the first rank. His optional paper was Anthropology. Every year, the UPSC conducts the Civil Services Examination to select officers of the Indian Administrative Service, the Indian Foreign Service, Indian Police Service and others. In 2020, over 10.4 lakh candidates applied for the Civil Services Preliminary Examination. Out of them, 10,564 candidates qualified for appearance in the main examination, which was held in January 2021. A 31-year-old Kuwait-based Indian man has shot himself with a rifle at his sponsor's house in Ardea. Local media from the Gulf nation have reported on Friday. As per the local media, the man is working there as a driver. Before the incident, he reportedly had an argument over the phone with his wife who lives in India. Arab Times quoted the sponsor as saying that the expatriate had taken his sponsor's rifle and shot himself after the argument with his wife. He was shot in the right side of the chest. As per the media reports, he was rushed to Farvania Hospital where he is under observation and treatment. His condition is said to be stable now. After the directives from the Telangana High Court, the Hyderabad South Zone Police has given conditional permission to the Muslim Shaban movement to hold an Ittihad rally on 25th of September. Gajarao Bhupal, the Deputy Commissioner of South Zone Police, has said permission has been given to organize a rally with a condition that only 100 persons will be allowed to participate at the Khilwat grounds. The Deputy Commissioner further said that any kind of provocative speech and sloganeering will not be allowed at the rally. He said that only the persons whose names are mentioned in the list of speakers will only be allowed to speak. This meeting is allowed to be held from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. According to the Union Health Ministry data updated on Saturday, India had registered 29,616 new COVID-19 infections, taking the total tally of cases to 3,36,24,419, while the active cases rose by 1,280 to reach 3,01,442. The death toll climbed to 4,46,658 with 290 fresh deaths. The active cases now constitute 0.9% of the total infections, while the nationwide COVID-19 recovery rate was recorded at 97.78%, the highest since March 2020. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his first ever in-person meeting with the United States President Joe Biden, has raised a number of issues involving the Indian community in America, including access for Indian professionals in the United States and speaking about the H-1B visas. Prime Minister Modi described as outstanding his first bilateral meeting in the Oval Office with US President Joe Biden, who said the Indo-US relationship is destined to be stronger, closer and tighter. The Prime Minister and his counterparts, Scott Morrison of Australia and Japan's Yoshihide Suga, also attended the meeting of Quad leaders hosted by US President Biden in the US Capitol on Friday. The most sought after H-1B visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows US companies to employ foreign workers in specialty occupations that require theoretical or technical expertise. The technology companies depend on it to hire tens of thousands of employees each year from countries like India and China. A Palestinian man was killed and dozens were injured on Friday in clashes between Palestinian protesters and Israeli soldiers in the West Bank. Mohammad Khifsia, 28-year-old, was killed by Israeli soldiers during clashes in the village of Beita near the northern West Bank city of Nablus, the Palestinian Ministry of Health said in a statement. Eyewitnesses said that dozens of Palestinian protesters demonstrated in the village in protest against Israeli settlement expansion and confiscation of Palestinian lands. The protesters burned tires, waved Palestinian flags, chanted anti-Israel slogans, and threw stones at the Israeli soldiers stationed at an Israeli outpost near the village, while the Israeli soldiers fired tear gas canisters, live gunshots, and rubber-coated metal bullets to disperse the demonstrators. The Palestinian Red Crescent Society said in a press statement that dozens were injured by rubber bullets and others suffered suffocation after they inhaled tear gas, adding that most of them received field treatment by medics. That's it for today. Thank you, viewers.